to Rajam Customs. Look, we're just about done. I've got all the frets put in. I've gone ahead and done a lot of the polishing, the leveling, the oiling of the fretboard. It's actually looking really good. But I just want to go through and just show you guys how I did that and the tools I used, and basically sort of like my recommendations of what you really need sort of thing, okay? So look, when it comes to when I was filing the frets off there and I was getting the edges done and I was filing in the sides, to me, all I needed was just pretty much this file. This is just a half round, second cut file. Basically, I was happy with the finish on that when I did all this, and I could have quite easily just left it like that and then done my leveling and away I go. So look, that to me was really good. But what I do have is one of these files. So you can see here it's got like a angle there. It's like 35 degrees, I think that one is. And the idea of that is you rub this block along the top of your frets there, and as you're going backwards and forwards, it's filing the nice chamfered edge on the fret for you there. Look, this does work pretty good, but I can still get a good enough finish out of using that manual hand file. And then the good thing about this one though as well is it's got a 90-degree one there too. So you can turn it on this side and it finishes the face off on the frets and gets it right up to the neck nice for you. As you're just going across all the frets like that and you're filing it off, you just go really easy. You don't have to push hard or anything. And it just finishes off the sides. This one does that nice angle for you so you can get them all beveled up really good on the edge there. Turning it around, you do both sides of the neck. Once I've done that, I then use this tool, which is like a crowning tool, okay? And this particular one has 4 different sizes on it for different size guitar frets. And look, I was able just to find the one that fitted and just sort of finished it off, and it just done that nice finish after using this. But like I said, I was more than happy just using the file because the finish to me was like for what I need and everything, it was way good enough. But by all means go out and get these sort of stuff. Luther supply companies will have all this sort of gear. One very important step you need to do before you start fret leveling and filing is to get the neck perfectly straight. So there's plenty of different ways you could go about doing this, and I mean you could just get a nice piece of timber, put a straight edge on it, make sure the timber's flat, and just mark up where your frets are and just notch it out, and then this will go onto the neck, right? So the beauty of doing this is I've got different scales on here. So when I put this on the guitar neck, I can just work out where the frets are and I can get the scale right to suit. So you can see that one's not quite the right scale. You turn it over on this side and then away you go, you're in. So it fits in between all those guitar frets, and basically you adjust your truss rod then to bring the neck up nice and level to your straight edge. So the notches are just notching out where the guitar frets go, so you can get your fretboard nice and straight by the adjustment of the truss rod there. This worked a treat. This is really good. I do recommend getting one of these. And then, you know, you just put it on your guitar there. It fits in perfectly for where all the frets are. Just tighten up your truss rod or loosen it in this case. And then you can see the neck moving, becoming level. Once you've got that all leveled, you're then right to use these sort of tools and just start filing your edges off your frets. Recrowning works really good, and then but when it comes time to leveling the frets, I thought, how can I do this one pretty on a budget, right? So I just went down to my local hardware and got some aluminium RHS, rectangular hollow steel. This is 50 by 30. I think it's about 1.6 mil to 2 mil thick there. And then I made sure it was level by using straight edges and spirit levels or whatnot, just making sure I had no light when I put it up against it, so I knew that was a nice straight edge. Then I went down and got some really good quality double-sided tape, put it on one edge there, and then I just stuck the same type of wet and dry sandpaper I was using to do the fretboard on here. Now that's perfectly straight. My neck's perfectly level, and then basically all I done then was just used whiteboard marker on every fret, so black in my case, put it on every one, and then just slowly just rub this up and down it's taking off all the marker as it's leveling all the frets off. And then the markers, you know, that are still on there, they're sort of sitting a little bit too low. So you just give it a little bit more, okay? And by going back and forth just like that, I've cut this at a good length so I didn't have to move much, and I could keep the radius of the fretboard going just backward and forward, nice and slowly like that. And then as the frets were wearing down, the marker was coming off, and the ones next to it, if I hadn't hit them yet, would still have the black mark on it. Really effective, really cheap. It might have only cost me, I don't know, $20. But it was cheap to get that coming along, right? So that worked really well. The neck leveler was perfect. The fret filing takes a little bit of time. But once I got all that done and I was happy with how the finish was, and that's really smooth on the edges there now, I got some steel wool. It was 4-0 grade steel wool. And I didn't mask up the fretboard or anything. I just got the steel wool and I just started polishing the frets. And then I was going up and down the fretboard with it, because the steel wool just finishes off the fretboard just that little bit smoother that I like. So the fretboard itself feels really smooth. And then I just kept going until I got all the frets nice and clean and nice and polished, and the fretboard itself was nice and smooth with the steel wool. This is actually the steel wool I used. It's just that brand, steel wool, 4-0 grade. I just took out a fair bit like a tennis ball size in my hand, and I just went really savage with it and got it really polished. And then I wiped it all down. In one of my earlier videos there, I used that Dunlop Formula guitar polish stuff. I just sprayed it all on, cleaned it, used compressed air, blew it all down. I never took the neck off when I did this. And then once I'd done that, I just put heaps of oil in it. I've just been oiling this guitar, the neck, for basically every couple of days. I just come and put a bit more oil on it. It's got enough in it now. I'm pretty happy with that. But look, I sort of want to get to the stage where I can demo this guitar for you guys. So I wanted just to do it and get it done and just talk about how I did it, because I know if anyone's got any questions, they can get in contact with me at intune1200@gmail.com, or just add a comment and I can flick photos and everything that I did to assist, okay? Because it gets a bit boring if you're just going to watch me do all this stuff, I think, anyway. So I'm very happy with how that's come out. I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to try and do some close-ups. So the camera's going to get a bit wobbly and all that stuff. So I just want to see if I can show how the finish really was on this guitar neck, because I'm very happy with how it's turned out. I just want to get the strings on. I want to get rocking. I want to get demoing this guitar, because I reckon it's a really awesome guitar, this one, right? So look, just bear with me while I get this camera going along. It's going to get a bit shaky, but hopefully we can get some good footage of how all this looks, and you can see how I've got that angle really nice on the edges. So look, I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll finish it off with me just showing you that. But till the next time, I hope this is helping you. If you want to know more, please get in contact with me and we can discuss it more, right? But yeah, look, cheers, thanks for watching. Just hang in there, because I'll get it now and I'll just finish off with a few close-ups. Cheers.